Hello everyone. This is a presentation on the Royal Publications and Presentations approval processes for manuscript and abstract submissions. Few reminders: for P&P related materials such as the policy or flowchart, please email the Royal Study Coordinating Center for a copy. The Royal website also includes a publications and presentations page. This page includes links to the submission portals, a link to the data request form for data not included in the Royal dataset, a list of published manuscripts by Royal investigators, a list of manuscripts that are in progress, and a list of accepted abstracts. We have two separate submission portals. One is for manuscripts, and we ask that you submit manuscript proposals or drafts at least 2 weeks prior to a P&P meeting. This ensures there's adequate time to find a primary reviewer. We also have a separate portal for abstracts, and we ask that you start this process at least 6 weeks prior to a conference deadline. Working group approval process. The first step is to have your proposal approved by an appropriate working group. A list of contact information for all working group chairs is linked on the website, and you can also reach out to the SEC to be connected with the correct chair. If the P&P receives a proposal that was not reviewed by a working group, it will be returned to a related working group for their review. Also, if proposals include multiple phenotypic domains, they must be reviewed by all related working groups. So for example, if you have a proposal that involves imaging and SUH variables, we ask that you have both the imaging and SUH working groups review the proposal before it moves forward to the P&P. There's a checkbox on the proposal form, and we ask that you check yes to confirm that a working group reviewed a proposal on the proposal form. Working group members may be included as co-authors on the proposal. The co-author list on the proposal form is a preliminary list, as there is a method for co-author nomination later on in the approval process. Manuscript proposal submission. Now you are ready to submit to the P&P after getting the green light from the working group. Once you have set up your account on the portal, make sure you submit your proposal at least 2 weeks in advance of the meeting. Please provide as much detail as possible to aid in the P&P's review. And do not leave anything blank, as this may cause delays in the approval process. As a reminder, design papers, novel methodology, and analyses restricted to a subset due to a funding mechanism are currently being permitted for publication. Analyses that should be on the entire cohort will need to wait until data collection is completed for Visit 1. If the paper is ran on a subsample, make sure it is clear what Royal sites the data is from. Alternatively, after V1, make it clear in the title that the paper is on the entire Royal cohort when appropriate. At the meeting, the subcommittee members will take a vote. The options are approve, approve with revisions, postpone, or disapprove. The P&P rarely uses the disapprove option. The SEC will send a decision letter with comments for your review and consideration. If the proposal is approved, the SEC circulates a note to the core Royal PIs for them to contact the lead and senior author if they would like to nominate members of their core as co-authors. Next steps for each proposal status. This slide goes over the next steps after you've received your decision letter. If you are approved, the proposal will move forward and you can form a writing group. If you need data not included in the Royal dataset, you can submit a data request. Royal investigators will access Royal data through their core's data steward, and external investigators will need to sign a DUA with UPenn. Proposals that were approved with revisions, this is a conditional approval pending revisions. The P&P chairs will decide on the P&P call if the chairs or study coordinating center will need to verify the revisions. The P&P may postpone proposal if additional details or clarification is needed. This option may be used to send proposals back to the working group for further development. If this is recommended by the P&P subcommittee, it will be indicated on your decision letter. The full subcommittee reviews the revised submission. For disapproved proposals, this is mainly used for papers that have overlap that need to be reconciled, or for proposals that have issues with the scientific content. The P&P strongly encourages writing a new proposal or reconciling with another writing group. Abstracts. Abstracts are restricted to analyses with approved manuscripts. However, there are special considerations for major conferences. Abstract proposals will need to be submitted at least 6 weeks prior to a conference deadline. Abstract proposals are reviewed via email And once approved, the lead author will write a full draft and submit on the portal. The P&P co-chairs review the draft abstract, and a statistician will review the data. If approved, we would like to remind everyone that we do not have an official poster format. The P&P also does not need to review the poster presentation if associated with an approved abstract, but we would like the grant number to be included, an acknowledgement of the participants, and the rural logo. In addition, if a rural investigator is presenting on new rural data that is not related to an approved abstract, the P&P would then like to review the presentation in advance. We ask that lead authors upload a copy of their accepted abstract or presentation to the portal for record keeping. Once the manuscript draft has been written, lead authors should circulate the final draft to all co-authors for their approval and sign off prior to submitting to the P&P. Once the agreed is ready for P&P review, upload your draft to the portal at least 2 weeks in advance of the meeting. P&P will review the draft and vote. If approved, you can consider P&P feedback and submit to the journal. We ask that you upload the final version that was submitted to the journal to the portal for record keeping. If edits are requested by the journal, you do not need to seek P&P approval. Simply submit a new version to the portal with incorporated journal edits to be archived. If you have any questions or require more information, please don't hesitate to email the Rural Study Coordinating Center.